Hello, you're watching weekly highlights program on Azərbaycan Television with the major developments of the week. I'm your host İlham Məmmədov. Now first let's take a brief look at some of the top stories of this week. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan İlham Əliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva visited the tomb of the nationwide leader Heydər Əliyev at the Alley of Honors as May 10th marked the 102nd anniversary of the great son of the Azerbaijani people and the national leader. First Vice President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Mehriban Aliyeva, and her daughter Leyla Aliyeva met with Princess Lala Hasna of the Kingdom of Morocco. President İlham Əliyev received Prime Minister of the Republic of Belarus, Alexander Turchin, on May 6. President İlham Əliyev highlighted the strong friendship and mutual trust underpinning Azerbaijan-Belarus relations and described Prime Minister Turchin's visit to Azerbaijan, one of his first since his appointment, as a reflection of the close partnership between the two nations. The President emphasized the importance of further developing economic and trade ties in line with the spirit of the existing political relations between Azerbaijan and Belarus. Alexander Turchin conveyed greetings from President of Belarus Alexander Lukashenko to the Azerbaijani leader. President İlham Əliyev expressed gratitude for the greetings and asked the Prime Minister to extend his regards to Alexander Lukashenko. Noting that this was his first visit to Baku, Alexander Turchin shared his deep impressions of the capital's development. During the meeting, both sides discussed ways to further expand bilateral economic and trade cooperation. In particular, they emphasized the significance of producing Belarusian automotive equipment at the Ganja automobile plant and establishing service centers for this equipment in various regions of Azerbaijan. They also explored prospects for joint production in elevator systems, household appliances, and the agricultural sector, including livestock farming, dairy production, meat processing, and poultry farming, as well as the implementation of experience exchange in these areas. Relevant instructions were assigned to the Intergovernmental Commission. The participation of Belarusian companies in the reconstruction of Azerbaijan's liberated territories was noted with satisfaction. Prime Minister Turchin mentioned that he would visit these areas to observe the progress firsthand. The importance of sharing experience in urban planning was also underlined. President İlham Əliyev announced that Azerbaijan will host the World Urban Forum in 2026 and invited Belarus to take an active role in the event. The meeting concluded with an exchange of views on other matters of mutual interest. On May 7th, an official welcome ceremony was held for To Lam, General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam, who arrived in Azerbaijan for a state visit.
President of Azerbaijan İlham Əliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva welcomed General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam, To Lam, and his spouse No Phuong Ly.
Qaravul faragat. Qaravla. Al. Dikkat sağa.
The Chief of the Guard of Honor reported to the General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam.
Cənab Vietnam Sosialist Respublikası Komünist Partiyasının Mərkəzi Komitəsinin baş katibi, sizin Azərbaycan Respublikasına gəlməniz şərəfinə fəxri qaral düzülüb. Qaral rəisi Polkovnik Leytenant Quliyev.
The national anthems of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam and the Republic of Azerbaijan were played. Guard of Honor marched in front of President Ilham Aliyev and General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Socialist Republic of Vietnam, To Lam, to the accompaniment of a military march. Then both leaders posed for official photographs.
On May 7th, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, held a limited format meeting with To Lam, General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, held an expanded meeting with To Lam, General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam on May 7th. During the meeting, the sides noted that while diplomatic relations between Azerbaijan and Vietnam have existed for 30 years, friendly ties between the two nations date back to the late 1950s. They fondly recalled the visit of President Ho Chi Minh of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam to Azerbaijan and the visit of national leader Heydar Aliyev to Vietnam during his tenure in the leadership of the USSR. President Ilham Aliyev touched upon his own visit to Vietnam and underlined that the adoption of the joint declaration on the establishment of a strategic partnership during General Secretary To Lam's visit to Azerbaijan served to elevate bilateral relations to a qualitatively new level. The conversation underscored the importance of promptly convening a meeting of the Intergovernmental Commission and taking concrete steps to implement agreed-upon tasks. The leaders discussed energy and joint investment projects, noting the significant potential for cooperation in the cultural and humanitarian fields. They also exchanged views on collaboration in areas such as security, defense, and combating cybercrime, emphasizing the need to deepen ties across all sectors. The meeting also touched upon cooperation within the framework of the UN, CICA, the Non-Aligned Movement, and other international organizations. The Vietnamese side expressed interest in diversifying its export routes, noting the potential offered by the North-South and East-West transport corridors. Both sides recalled that Vietnam had endured occupation in its history, achieving territorial integrity and sovereignty through a war of liberation. Similarly, Azerbaijan had suffered from Armenian occupation for nearly 30 years, regaining its territorial integrity and sovereignty through the Patriotic War. Secretary General To Lam expressed Vietnam's deep appreciation for Azerbaijan's support both during its struggle for independence and in the subsequent nation-building and reconstruction efforts. During the conversation, they recalled that Vietnamese students once studied in Azerbaijan and noted that many of them now play an important role in Vietnam's development. To Lam also emphasized that an Azerbaijan-educated Vietnamese Alumni Association is currently active in Vietnam. Cooperation between the new Azerbaijan Party and the Communist Party of Vietnam was also discussed at the meeting. Secretary General To Lam extended an invitation to President Ilham Aliyev to visit Vietnam, which the president gratefully accepted. A document exchange ceremony between the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Socialist Republic of Vietnam was held on May 7th, with the participation of President of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev and General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Vietnam, To Lam.
Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, and To Lam, General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam, adopted a joint statement on the establishment of a strategic partnership between the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. Minister of Energy of Azerbaijan Parviz Shahbazov and Deputy Minister of Industry and Trade of Vietnam Nguyen Hoang Long exchanged a memorandum of understanding between the Minister of Energy of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Minister of Industry and Trade of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam on cooperation in the field of energy. Minister of Defense of Azerbaijan Zakir Hasanov and Minister of National Defense of Vietnam Phang Van Yang exchanged a memorandum of understanding between the Minister of Defense of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Ministry of National Defense of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam on cooperation in the field of defense. Minister of Justice of Azerbaijan Farid Ahmadov and Minister of Justice of Vietnam Nguyen Thanh Ninh exchanged a cooperation program between the Ministry of Justice of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Ministry of Justice of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam for the period 2025-2027. Minister of Economy of Azerbaijan Mikhail Jabarov and Chairman of the Board of Directors of Petro Vietnam Le Man Hang exchanged a memorandum of understanding between the State Oil Company of Azerbaijan Republic and Vietnam National Industry Energy Group. Minister of Economy of Azerbaijan Mikhail Jabarov and Chairman of the BSR Board of Directors Bun Ngoc Dong exchanged a memorandum of understanding between Sokar Trading Singapore Pte Ltd and Bean Sun Refining and Petrochemical GSC. Minister of Digital Development and Transport of Azerbaijan Rashad Nabiev and Minister of Science and Technology of Vietnam Nguyen Man Hang exchanged a memorandum of understanding between the Ministry of Digital Development and Transport of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Ministry of Science and Technology of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam in the fields of technology, innovation and development. Minister of Culture of Azerbaijan Adil Karimli and Minister of Culture, Sports and Tourism of Vietnam Nguyen Van Hang exchanged a memorandum of understanding on cooperation in the field of culture between the Ministry of Culture of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam.
On May 7th, President of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev and To Lam, General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam, delivered press statements. First Lady of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Mehriban Aliyeva, met with Nofon Lee, spouse of the General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam on May 7th. On May 7th, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva, and their daughter Leyla Aliyeva, together with To Lam, General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam, and his spouse Nofon Lee, visited an exhibition of Vietnamese paintings at the Gülistan Palace in Baku. On May 7th, a state banquet was held at the Gülistan Palace in Baku on behalf of President of the Republic of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva in honor of To Lam, General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam, and his spouse Nofon Lee. The banquet featured a concert with performances of Azerbaijani and Vietnamese music. On May 9th, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva visited the tomb of the nationwide leader Heydar Aliyev at the Alley of Honors, as May 10th marked the 102nd anniversary of the birth of the architect and founder of the modern and independent Azerbaijani state, the great son of the Azerbaijani people and the national leader.
President İlham Əliyev and First Lady Mehriban Əliyeva arrived at the Aluvona to pay tribute to the great leader. President İlham Əliyev led the rest at the tomb of national leader Heydər Əliyev and paid tribute to the national leader. First Lady Mehriban Əliyeva also paid tribute to the national leader. The national anthem of the Republic of Azerbaijan was performed. The head of state and the First Lady then placed flowers at the grave of the national leader's wife, outstanding ophthalmologist and academician Zərifə Əliyeva. They also paid tribute to prominent statesmen Aziz Əliyev and Professor Tamerlan Əliyev.
May 9 marked the 80th anniversary of the historic victory over fascism. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, victorious Commander-in-Chief Ilham Əliyev, and First Lady Mehriban Əliyeva visited the grave of Major General of Tank Troops Hazi Aslanov, who was twice awarded the title of Hero of the Soviet Union. The head of state and First Lady placed flowers at his statue and paid tribute to all Azerbaijanis killed during the war.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, victorious Commander-in-Chief Ilham Aliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva visited the grave of Major General of Tank Troops Hazi Aslanov, who was twice awarded the title of Hero of the Soviet Union. The head of state and the First Lady placed flowers at his statue and paid tribute to all Azerbaijanis killed during the war. Azerbaijani divisions covered the glorious battle road from the Caucasus to Berlin, with hundreds of compatriots fighting as part of guerrilla groups. The people of Azerbaijan made a significant contribution to the historic victory over fascism. Azerbaijani citizens played a tremendous role in achieving this victory, with 600,000 sons and daughters sent to the front line. More than 300,000 of them heroically died in battles. Representatives of Azerbaijan were awarded the title of Hero of the Soviet Union for their bravery during the war, and more than 170,000 soldiers and officers received various orders and medals. Azerbaijani oil played a crucial role in this victory. Azerbaijan was a major supplier of fuel and lubricants to the Soviet army, providing 90% of engine oil, 80% of gasoline, and 70% of oil. This was an important turning point in the supply of the army. The historic heroism of the sons of Azerbaijan has always been treated with utmost respect. National leader of the Azerbaijani people, Heydar Aliyev, paid special attention and took great care of war veterans during his time in power, describing them as the golden fund of our people. For the fifth consecutive year, the people of Azerbaijan are celebrating the victory over fascism in the 1941-1945 war with even greater pride, following our victory in the 44-day patriotic war. The justice that our people had aspired to for 30 years has finally prevailed, and Azerbaijan has restored its territorial integrity and sovereignty within its internationally recognized borders under the leadership of President and victorious Commander-in-Chief Ilham Aliyev. The memory of all our sons and daughters who died in the struggle for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Azerbaijan, as well as during the 1941-1945 war, will forever live in the hearts of the people.
On May 9th, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva attended the inauguration of the Dashalti village mosque in the Shusha district.
Special representative of the President in the Shusha district, Aydin Kerimov, and Director of PMD projects, Neriman Topçubashov, briefed the President and First Lady on the completed works in Dashalti village. Dashalti village will feature a 5-story hotel with 80 rooms, cottages, commercial and public facilities, including an information center, exhibition hall, and workshop. The project aims to blend traditional architecture with ecological sustainability and modern tourism infrastructure. The recreational zone will offer a low-impact access to nature, providing a peaceful yet dynamic space for all age groups and interests. The foundation stone of the Dashalti village mosque was led by President Ilham Aliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva in November 2021. Built in the national architectural style, the mosque is centrally located and features two 22.5-meter minarets inspired by the Yukarı Gövherağa Mosque. The two-story mosque can accommodate over 150 worshippers across 2 floors and reflects the traditions of the Karabakh school of architecture. The mosque's construction was carried out in line with President Ilham Aliyev's directives regarding the restoration of cultural monuments and religious sites, as well as the construction of new ones in the territories liberated from occupation. The restoration and reconstruction works demonstrates the Azerbaijani state's commitment to preserving its historical and spiritual heritage.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva attended the inauguration of the Shusha Wellness and Health Center on May 9th.
Minister of Health Teymur Musayev briefed the President and the First Lady on the completed work at the new medical center. The foundation of the facility was led in November 2021 with the participation of President Ilham Aliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva. Comprising 6 buildings, the center has a capacity of 90 beds and includes departments for therapy, pediatric surgery and other specialties. It also features consultative and children's polyclinics, radiology, diagnostics, physiotherapy, rehabilitation and a clinical diagnostic laboratory. The center is equipped with the state-of-the-art medical equipment, including a computer tomography scanner, digital telescopic X-ray, and digital stationary ultrasound devices. Additional facilities include a hygiene and epidemiology center, a hemodialysis unit, and various support services.
On May 9th, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva attended the groundbreaking ceremony for the 4th residential complex to be built in Shusha. The head of state and the First Lady were briefed on the details of the new residential complex. As part of the 4th residential complex project in Shusha, the construction of 16 buildings is planned, covering a total area of 6.2 hectares. A total of 274 apartments, ranging from 1 to 5 rooms, will be built. Necessary social infrastructure will also be developed within the residential complex area. Following Shusha's liberation from occupation on November 8, 2020, large-scale construction and restoration processes began. Today, the city is being restored while preserving its historical character and cultural heritage, once again welcoming its native residents. To date, 376 families totaling over 1,000 409 former displaced persons have returned to Shishab. It is worth noting that 23 buildings consisting of 450 apartments have already been handed over to residents. In the next phase, the implementation of 3 more projects is planned. Under a public-private partnership framework, 10 residential complexes are being constructed along the city's central street, including a hotel, office buildings, and other facilities. President Ilham Aliyev attended the inauguration of the Khojaly substation and the digital control center owned by AzTV Open Joint Stock Company. Ahmedov, chairman of AzTV Open Joint Stock Company, briefed the head of state on the completed works. The 3,200 kVA capacity Khojaly substation and the digital control center were built to ensure stable, reliable, and uninterrupted power supply to newly constructed residential complexes, agricultural and tourism facilities, as well as various socio-economic infrastructure in Khojaly district. To supply electricity to the substation, transmission lines have been laid from the Khankendi 1 and Askeran substations. Additionally, through a 35 kV transmission line currently under construction, the substation will be connected to the Aghdam 2 substation, creating a circular power supply network linking the cities of Aghdam, Askeran, Khojaly, and Khankendi. The Digital Control Center centralizes, collects and processes all information regarding the current status of the networks. It allows equipment to be remotely controlled and monitored in real time via digital systems. The substation is equipped with next-generation digital technologies and control equipment for this purpose. Besides ensuring the reliable operation of the network, the center helps reduce energy transmission losses in operational costs. It also enables real-time transmission of advanced notifications regarding any power outages to consumers supplied by the substation. Since the integration of renewable energy sources into the electrical grid is centrally managed by the Digital Control Center, the risk of disruptions in the energy supply is minimized. The center ensures that the substation operates in a multifunctional mode, fully coordinating devices and equipment according to the amount of received and transmitted electrical energy. The Digital Control Center is also equipped with 52 kilowatt solar panels, and the energy produced is fed into the network. Additionally, fast charging devices for electric vehicles have been installed in the area. On May 9th, the head of state attended the opening ceremony of the livestock complex of Kochat Rural Farm LLC, located in the village of Khanabat of Khojaly district. Minister of Economy Mikhail Jabbarov briefed the President on the operation of the complex. The complex includes breeding, meat and dairy cattle farming, production and public catering services. The breeding farm has a total capacity of 750 head of cattle. Currently, the farm houses 355 head of cattle of 3 different breeds. The complex, operating with Turkish and German technologies, has an annual capacity to produce 100 tons of meat and 2,000 tons of milk. In the future, milk production is expected to reach 3,000 tons annually. Products from the complex will be exported to the UAE and Qatar, in addition to meeting domestic demand. The establishment of the complex in the newly liberated territories has created 55 jobs. After the launch of the milk production facility, it is planned to increase the number of jobs created by the company in the region to 100. The project, valued at 4.2 million manat, covers an area of 7.6 hectares. Over 500 hectares of land have been planted with winter barley and wheat to meet the farm's feed requirements.
President İlham Əliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva visited Ağdam district on May 10th.
Minister of Digital Development and Transport Rashad Nabiyev and Chairman of Azərbaycan Railways Close Joint Stock Company Rövşən Məmmədov briefed the head of state on the Bərdə-Ağdam Railway Line project, including the construction of the Bərdə-Ağdam-Xankəndi Railway and the Xankəndi Railway and Bus Terminal Complex. The foundation stone for the Ağdam Railway and Bus Terminal Complex, a strategic infrastructure project aimed at supporting Ağdam's development as a modern city, was laid on October 4, 2022, with the participation of President İlham Əliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva. Station is designed to handle between 800 to 1,000 passengers daily, while the bus terminal is expected to serve 1,300 to 1,500 passengers per day. The facility will function as an integrated transportation hub. Situated on approximately 8 hectares, the complex includes all necessary amenities such as waiting halls, ticket offices, a library, shops, entertainment zones, a restaurant, and relaxation areas. Convenient access has been ensured to both the train platforms and designated bus stops. Additional infrastructure includes service buildings for various types of vehicles, a passenger platform, above-ground parking lots for small to large capacity vehicles, platforms for intercity and inter-district bus routes, bicycle stands, a park, and electric charging stations for electric vehicles. Following the inauguration, the first symbolic passenger train departed along the Bərdə-Ağdam railway line. Emin Hüseyinov, special representative of the president in the Ağdam, Füzuli and Xocavənd districts, briefed the head of state on the developments implemented in the area, as in other liberated territories, large-scale construction work is underway in the Ağdam district. One of the key development projects is the village of Kengerli. Located 6 kilometers from the city center, the foundation of the village was laid by President İlham Əliyev on October 4, 2022. Kengerli village is designed to accommodate 2,544 residents across a total area of more than 177 hectares. A total of 632 individual houses are planned to be built in 2 phases. The village has been equipped with all necessary conditions to support employment and includes economic, educational, social, cultural and public facilities. Internal roads, electricity, communication and water lines have been laid, and a gas supply has been provided. President İlham Əliyev inspected the multifunctional administrative building constructed for local executive bodies in Kengerli village of Ağdam district. The facility is designed to provide public services to residents from a single location. It includes a conference hall for hosting various events, as well as offices equipped to ensure the efficient operation of staff. The head of state reviewed the conditions at the club community center in Kengerli village. The 2-story facility features designated rooms for dance and other hobby groups. Its hall is fully equipped to host events celebrating special occasions, as well as gatherings and meetings for use. Afterwards, President İlham Əliyev attended the opening of the Kengerli Village Secondary School. Minister of Science and Education Emin Əmrullayev briefed the President on the facilities at the school. The 484-seat school, featuring 30 classrooms, is fully equipped to organize the educational process at a modern standard. The classrooms are furnished with essential teaching materials. The school also includes biology, chemistry, and physics laboratories, a computer science room, pre-conscription military preparation classrooms, a library, an assembly hall, a sports hall, and a canteen. A sports field has been constructed within the school grounds, accessible not only to pupils but also to villagers during after-school hours. Play and recreation areas, along with landscape greenery, further enhance the environment. To provide for the electricity, solar panels have been installed on the roofs of several non-residential buildings, including the school. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham attended the opening of a nursery kindergarten in the village of Kengerli. The President was informed that the facility, built to modern standards, can accommodate 120 children and provides a healthy, nurturing environment for their development. All rooms are fully equipped and the kindergarten will operate 6 groups. The kindergarten also features a playground with various attractions and sports equipment, all set within a beautifully landscaped area. Following this, the head of state inspected the newly built individual houses in Kengerli village of Ağdam district. The first phase of resettlement will see 1,279 people move to Kengerli. A total of 292 houses, ranging from 2 to 5 rooms, have already been completed. The first phase of the village development spans 72.5 hectares of land, accounting for future population growth. Then President Ilham met with the residents who moved to Kengerli village in Ağdam district and presented them with the keys to their new homes. Minister of Culture Adil Kerimli briefed the head of state and the First Lady on the facilities at the Mugham Center. The foundation of the Ağdam Mugham Center was laid in May 2023 by President Ilham Aliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva. Its 507-seat concert hall is fully equipped to host various cultural events, including Mugham performances. Additional facilities include 15 classrooms, an exhibition hall, a conference room, and other amenities. The center features a cafe, a cinema hall, a library, and 2 dance studios. An open-air amphitheater with a seating capacity of 615 has also been built on the center's premises. The Mugham Center is expected to play a key role in reviving the cultural heritage of the Karabakh region before the occupation, promoting the ancient art of Mugham, fostering its teaching and appreciation, and inspiring a love for this unique musical tradition among the younger generation. The Heydar Aliyev Foundation, led by First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva, has made substantial contributions to the development and global recognition of Mugham. Thanks to the Foundation's efforts and initiatives, numerous national and international projects have been implemented in this field. As a result, Azerbaijani Mugham has been inscribed on UNESCO list of the masterpieces of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity. Then, President İlham Aliyev addressed the event. Following the address, President İlham Aliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva enjoyed a concert program dedicated to the occasion.
On May 5th, First Vice President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Mehriban Aliyeva, and her daughter, Leyla Aliyeva, met with Princess Lala Hasna of the Kingdom of Morocco.
During the conversation, the sides praised the development of bilateral relations in various fields and emphasized the sincere ties of friendship and cooperation between Azerbaijan and Morocco, rooted in shared historical, cultural, and religious values. The meeting highlighted the successful cooperation between the two countries within international organizations, including the UN and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Both sides noted the significant potential for expanding relations in the humanitarian and cultural spheres, along with other sectors. In this context, the hosting of the Culture Days of Azerbaijan in Morocco and the Culture Days of Morocco in Azerbaijan was fondly recalled, with both sides emphasizing the value of such events and promoting mutual understanding of the nation's rich cultures. They also discussed cooperation with ISESCO, headquartered in Morocco, and noted the opening of a regional ISESCO office in Baku this year. Azerbaijan's commitment to strengthening Islamic solidarity and promoting collaboration among Muslim countries in education, science, and culture was particularly underlined. The meeting also recalled the visit of Vice President of the Heydar Aliyev Foundation, Leyla Aliyeva, to Morocco, and the meetings held there, which focused on the Foundation's social initiatives and child welfare. Princess Lala Hasna's visit was viewed as a valuable opportunity to gain deeper insight into Azerbaijan and to further strengthen the ties between the two countries.
That was all for the week. Thank you for watching us, and stay tuned not to miss the next edition of our program.